Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Shanxi Type-97 Chinese laser pistol mod, which is being made by user Scale. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an absolutely awesome new Chinese-made pistol in the form of the Shanxi Type-97, and this thing is absolutely wonderful. Not only do I always love seeing new energy weapons added into the game, but this one has a very unique custom ammo that I absolutely love. We'll talk more about that in a little bit though, so let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the Shanxi Type-97 laser pistol, which in its most standard configuration will do a 40 energy damage with that new disposable pyrotechnic flash lamp ammo type, with a firing rate of 50, range of 83, accuracy of 63, and a weight of a 3.6. And this thing, oh boy, as you can see here, is just so cool looking. I really do love the design of this thing, and the texturing and modeling on this are wonderful. Now, I do want to make a quick note about the texturing on this particular one. I am just using the base download of the mod, but if you are wanting a more high-res texture, there is two optional downloads for either a 2K texture or even a 4K texture. But this one is just the base one for the game, and it looks pretty darn great. Love all the details with the, Chinese characters on there. Very, very cool indeed. Now, as for the design of this gun, I think it's the part that really interested me the most in this thing, and basically the inspiration for this, according to the mod maker, was a mix between the real-world Chinese-made copies of Browning and Mauser pistols, as well as a thing I didn't know existed, a real-world Soviet laser pistol that they designed back in the Cold War. Did not realize the Soviets actually ever made a laser pistol, but that is freaking awesome. And that was a big inspiration for the ammo type, especially here, because instead of, like in this universe, using the energy cells to charge up a laser, this is actually using, well, as I mentioned, disposable pyrotechnic flash lamps that act as bullets, creating a quick burst of light for the laser, and then gets ejected like a normal bullet would. That's really cool, and again, that was actually a thing that the Soviets made, which is so interesting to me. Now, back to our world here in Fallout with the modifications. It's got a pretty decent list of things here. Nothing too crazy or wacky, but enough to help you make this gun a bit more useful into the mid to late game by allowing you to up damage, range, accuracy, etc., the usual things. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, it's going to be pretty easy. It is added into the level loot list, and you'll find it literally all over the Commonwealth as loot on various enemies, and of course, being able to be bought at stores. Always good. So let's jump on over here and have a look at the various modifications we do have, starting with the receiver category, which is interesting to say, the pretty typical things here. Usually energy weapons have different kinds of bits, but since this is kind of a weird mix between an energy weapon and a normal bullet-based gun, it's the pretty standard receivers from, well, standard to hardened, all the way on up to advanced, which is going to give you the highest amount of base level damage this thing can do at 70. Now then, in the barrel category, we've got 3, starting with the standard barrel, then moving on up to a light combat, really changing up the aesthetics, looks cool, and then a just normal combat barrel, which adds a good heft to the thing, and again, just changes up the aesthetic, making this thing look a lot more interesting. And then in the grip category, we've got the standard, a comfort, and a sharpshooter's grip. Pretty typical things here, but all good. And then the magazines, we've got a standard, large, and then extra large magazine, and then quick eject versions of those 3. Now this gun is never going to be able to have super high capacity on this thing. The standard magazine is only 5 rounds, the large is 7, and the extra large is only 9. So you will be reloading quite a lot, so probably definitely want to go for the quick eject versions, but still, quite fun there. Quite fun indeed. Now next is the sight category, where we don't have a lot of options here, but enough to make this thing a bit more usable, where we either have these standard iron sights, a medium and short scope, and then 2 different reflex for either circle or dot. I'd love to see a few more things in here, because you guys know me, I always love lots of sights, but still, this is certainly serviceable. And then finally in the muzzle category, we either have nothing, a lens, and then a lens focus. Now these are going to help with recoil control and also drop down the range, but up accuracy. All pretty cool here. So very good indeed. And that is it for the different modifications. So let's go take a look at this thing in action and play around with our very unique bullet-esque based energy weapon. Love it. Let's take some shots. And there we go. It is just a wonderful, weird little weapon. I do really love that it is that combo between energy. I mean, you're getting that sort of red energy particle effect blast out there. It's a red sort of, not really a beam, but more of a red projectile, almost like plasma-esque going down range. But you're getting cartridges flying out. You're reloading it more like a normal gun. It's a very interesting weapon that I find myself fascinated with. The only real downside for me is that very low ammo capacity on this thing. Even with the fully upgraded extra large magazine, you're only really going to get 9 rounds out of this, but still, it is a fun gun. Now, as for firing rate and also kick, let's fire as fast as we can. So yeah, not a whole lot of speed or a whole lot of kick there, so which does make it very nice and controllable. But with the various upgrades in there, of course, you can up that speed a decent-ish amount. So let me go grab 2 of my upgraded ones here. I did do one with a... Well, really the only major difference between them is I have one with a short scope and one with a reflex sight, but I did want to take a look at both of them. Now, they both have the same damage, but I did on this one go for the very cool combat barrel. I love the look of this thing. It looks like something out of Star Wars, and that's cool. And then this one, I went with the light combat barrel. I do like the little gap in there. Very, very cool indeed there. But let's take a look at the one with the full-on scope. And of course, you know, yeah, just fire. With the different upgrade to the receiver on this thing, this does have a much faster rate of fire on it, which is always good. And having the scope, you know, gives you a little bit more options for range. Now, of course, if we switch on over to the other one where I've got the reflex sight, do love the look of it. Very much does fit in with the rest of the weapon. And this particular one, much faster on the firing rate with the modifications that I did add in. So very, very fun indeed. And that full 9 rounds from the extra large magazine. So let's go take a look at this thing now against an enemy, and we're, oh boy, gonna try and kill a Deathclaw. Oh man, last time we did a lower sort of damage pistol, I just went with bandits, but you know what the heck, let's use this thing against him. Hopefully with the 70 damage, it's not quite so bad. Let's actually switch on over to the one with the scope there. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, get him from behind there. Oh boy, he's coming at me. Back up the stairs. Alright, that's 70 damage. Not a whole lot on the Deathclaw, but also, I mean, it would certainly help if I shot him more with my horrible, horrible accuracy. But hey, you know what? We're getting him sometimes. We're getting him sometimes. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. He's coming back. He's ducking and diving and bobbing and weaving back up the stage. Trying not to die. Oh, God, he's inside the... Oh, physics in this game, I swear. All right, he's down that way. God, I missed him with every single one of those shots. Why am I so awful at aiming? He's stuck on my lights. Hey, we've got him down halfway. Beautiful. All right, there we go. We're missing him a lot. There we are. Excellent. Let's actually, now that he's close in, go with this one so we've got more rounds. All right. You know what? You know what? He's almost down. He's almost down. Let's just go all the way to the bottom of the stairs. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's wait for this one. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Wait for it. Oh God. He's down just before killing me. Magnificent. So yeah, that is the Shanxi Type-97 Chinese laser pistol mod. I love this thing. I do wish that there were a few more modifications. I do wish that perhaps we had some even larger magazines to use for this thing. And honestly, I would like to see like a rifle version of this. Just the idea of that sort of mix between energy and more standard bullet gun very much interests me, and I am frankly fascinated that this is kind of exists in the world with that Soviet prototype from the Cold War. Good times. So if you'd like to check out this weapon for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for whatever mod we look at next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, we'll have a good one.